Good morning, everyone. Justin Madison. Today, we're talking about Hegseth orders additional carrier to Middle East amid Yemen escalation. This is just like the other day we talked about Panama. This is the same scenario. The U.S. is around the world looking to secure all the trade routes because they want to be able to enforce tariffs if you're not paying attention. So, I haven't read this article yet, but we'll get into it. You'll see that this is the gist of it. Renewed conflicts are popping off in Gaza and Yemen and possibly next to Lebanon once again. U.S. Central Command has this month restarted air raids against Houthis positioning in Yemen, having launched at least 3 successive waves of attacks last week and operations which soon afterward dubbed continuing. Now, the Pentagon is beefing up the Navy's warship presence in the region. The Associated Press has reported that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, in a rare move, is beefing up the Navy's warship presence in the Middle East, ordering 2 aircraft carriers to be there next month as the U.S. increases strikes on Yemen-based Houthi rebels, according to U.S. officials. Typically, there is only 1 carrier in the region, with 2 signifying a much greater war readiness. As part of the move, Hegseth signed orders to keep the USS Harry S. Truman in the Middle East for an additional month. So it goes on, and it looks like it just gives a little more details about positions and kind of the past, what's been going on. Really, all you need to know. Everywhere in the world that we have a lot of ships that carry a lot of goods that Americans purchase or Americans sell to other countries. The United States is very interested in making sure those spots are safe and that they, go through the correct place. We want to be sure the ships go where we were told they were going to go. No one's lying about where it's going. No, sending stuff to places that have sanctions on them, etc. So anyway, this is what makes a country the world superpower, if you weren't aware. So all throughout history, the country that could control trade of the oceans was the country that could decide what happened. I mean, if you have your own country and your goods, they don't make it wherever they're supposed to be going, you're not going to be very profitable and you're not going to increase your wealth. So it'd be good to be friends with the person who has the best navy, and then you probably have to do a couple things that that person says just to get that protection. So anyway, it really looks like the USA right now after the elections is going to double down on asserting their dominance. Right? There's other countries. China is going well, they're building a lot of ships, lots and lots of ships. Like I think that in the next year they're supposed to be outsizing our navy. Let's do China navy size now. So the size of the Chinese navy 384,000 active personnel, 788 ships, 600 aircraft. This is all of 2025. And then U.S. Navy size now, 334,000 active personnel and 297 battleship force. So it's in the last one, the China one. They didn't really say what type of ships it was. Some of them could literally be basically like a dinghy. But let's do this. This is the final one. We want to know number of Chinese battleships. Battleships. This is important. Why is battleships important? Because it gives you dominance over the sea. So 370 battleships. And then number of U.S. battleships, right? No longer has any U.S. battleships in its active fleet, but it has 8 battleships that are now in museum. These people are annoying. They get hung up on terms. Oh well. So as far as I was aware, it was like 480 something. But the terms are probably a little bit different. Anyway. Oh, here we go. 290. Okay, so Anyway, the point is that we got U.S. There you have largest, most powerful navy in the world with aircraft carriers and personnel, and then you have China. And what's going on? Panama Canal. We talked about that the other day. Mostly controlled by China. They have large navy. And then you got the USA. We are, trying to take over all of the major, canals. And right there by the Houthis, you've got a major canal that runs right there between Saudi Arabia and Africa. And then you have the Panama Canal, obviously, everyone knows what that is. And then there was, what was it? The other one that runs by Egypt. What is that one called? These are the places I think conflicts are really going to break out. So anyway, though, big picture, how does this affect us, right? So they're serious about this tariff thing, right? The USA is very serious about the tariff thing. They want to make other countries pay, I mean, it's been a long time, and people have not been paying any tariffs to the United States. We have been paying massive tariffs to everyone. So what you need to know as a U.S. citizen is how this will affect you. You are going to pay higher prices for foreign goods. You are going to pay higher prices for things that come from other countries because there will be an extra charge on top of those things from the U.S. government. So it is, in the sense, a tax. You are paying a tax for the things that are coming into the country, because if China or people in China make a product and send it to the U.S. and there's a 25% whatever tariff, it's probably going to be 10, and they want to sell it to you, all they're going to do is add on an extra 10% to the price so that they can give that money to the U.S. government. Now, there will be, in the longer term, a benefit to this. Why? If instead of buying whatever product you were going to buy from China, let's say, I don't know, it was a trinket, if you instead buy that trinket from someone who produced it in the U.S., there will not be that extra cost from the tariff, right? Now, this is where it gets complicated. You've got, here in the U.S., there's more regulations, there's a minimum wage, there's a higher standard of living. So the cost of the trinket will still be probably about the same cost because there's other factors that require more expenses. Now, however, what's good is in the long term, what'll happen is that people will hire more U.S. citizens here in the United States, and it will create more jobs, which then in turn will create more productivity and more spending. The GDP will go up in the United States, and people will gradually become more wealthy. And some things, the price will go up here in the United States simply because of their ability to raise prices, because they can still charge a higher amount but be lower than what the cost of the item is from tariffs. So what do you need to do? You need, one, to make more money. And also, this is going to open up a huge opportunity for so many businesses here in the United States. There's going to be so many things that are built, overseas, wherever it is, that are going to become too expensive. And you now will have the opportunity to build it here in the United States, and you will be able to make a large business off of it. And there is right now, probably not much competition. I've thought about how to do this a lot. There's a couple things I've been interested in. We'll see what happens, but otherwise, You and I need to get busy because at first this will be difficult. These tariffs, it's like taking medicine. It tastes really bad going down, and eventually it'll help us feel better. But for now, get prepared, don't be scared, all those things they say, and have a good day.